Hello, and I'm back again. I'm doing a quick live for you guys. Recently, in my group, I asked you guys in a poll what you guys suffer with or struggle with the most when it comes to hormonal balance. I gave you guys a number of options, and I'm going to try and tackle each option as we go by, as the weeks go by, and within each live. Okay, so I'm going to tackle everyone's issue bit by bit, but I'm going to do it in just small amounts. So the first and the main issue is the most thing that people struggle with was weight loss. Okay, so when it comes to hormonal balance, the main thing they struggle with is weight loss. Now let's talk about hormones first. You guys need to understand, and I want you to understand the basis. Okay, um, what exactly are hormones? What do they do? Why are they even in our body, basically? Okay, so it's important for you guys to find out what role they actually play within our within our own system and within our own body. All right, so basically, in simple terms, okay, hormones are these chemicals which are produced by different glands within our body, and they are present within various places in our body. Okay, they travel through our bloodstream and they go about and get to different organs and different tissues, and they help when it comes to different commands during different operations and systems within our body. Okay, so hormones are really important that they are balanced and running smoothly. Why? Because if there is a slight imbalance, okay, now when I say imbalance, that means that there is either too much or there is too little of a specific hormone. All right. This imbalance can then obviously create a problem when it comes to our system or our body working and functioning properly. How is this affected? So, when it comes to our everyday lifestyle, you're going to see different signs and signals that your body is giving you when there's a hormonal imbalance. So, what can actually be affected in our body when it comes to having a hormonal imbalance? So, your metabolism can be affected, your weight loss results can be affected, your appetite, okay, heart rate, the way you sleep and our different sleeping cycles, sexual function and our reproductive cycle, general growth and development. Our moods are highly affected, stress levels are highly affected, and even so much as your body temperature. Now, don't think that this topic only has to do with females. No, females definitely, yes, can be affected a lot easier with the hormonal imbalance because we have a little bit more hormones working in our body. However, males can also be affected too. Males still have cortisol, the stress hormone cortisol in their body, so it can be too high or too low. And they also have testosterone levels, which again, if the testosterone levels are too low, then the men can also be affected. Also, can be affected with their weight, sexual function as well, definitely on their moods, sleeping levels, and general overall even muscle building and structure. Okay, so this is what it means to have a hormonal imbalance. You're going to either have too little or too much of a specific thing. All right, and even just the smallest imbalance can cause that side effect. With females, in our case, when women become pregnant and we go through the 9 months of pregnancy, give birth, and go through postnatal recovery, okay, that is a complete roller coaster of hormonal changes in our body. Okay, so it's very important that you give your body time to adapt to that hormonal change, okay, because there's a lot going on in those 9 months, and even after those 9 months there's a complete change there also. All right, so women can be affected more when it comes to childbearing also. Now, what can actually, other things that can be affected with the hormonal imbalance, you will hear the topic with regards to your insulin levels, with regards to your growth hormones, and also with regards to your adrenaline. Okay. So those are things that also come in, we'll be talking about later down the line and will be coming in check. Now, next, now that you understand a little bit of the basis, the most common side effect, which most of you had posted about and voted in the poll, was affected by your weight. Okay, Now, when it comes to your weight loss, so many individuals, they will come to me and they will tell me how in the last month or weeks they have been really restrictive of their diet, or they've been following a new diet plan, they've been exercising, walking, maybe even jogging, taking up extra amounts of push in their exercise and regime, and basically they're not getting results. Okay, or they're actually, doing this new diet plan or this exercise plan with a friend or with a family member at home, and that friend or family member has accelerated, has lost a lot more weight, whereas they've kind of kept a little bit behind. Okay, this is because those of you from a weight loss perspective that struggle, you are in a dieter's mindset. A dieter's mindset is something that you need to shift, and you're going to want to change. Why? Because a dieter's mindset, you're thinking more is better. You're thinking the more I diet, the more weight I'm going to lose. The more restrictive I am with my calories and my food intake, the more weight I'm going to lose. The more I exercise and train means the more calories I'm going to burn. So the more I exercise and train means the more weight I'm going to lose. That is a dieter's mindset. Whereas you need to get out of that mindset. Why? Because with a hormonal imbalance, that mindset causes you more harm. That is causing you more damage. Okay. So, especially when it comes to the months of summer, or else there is a particular event or a wedding or Christmas or a reunion coming on, about what do? We just put ourselves in accelerated mode, and we're going to go all in, being restrictive on the diet, go all in with our exercise. No, with a hormonal imbalance, you're causing more harm, more damage on the body. Why? Because that leads to more metabolic stress on your body. Metabolic stress means you are going to affect your stress hormone, your cortisol hormone. Okay. So you cannot think more is actually better. Okay. When it comes to a hormonal imbalance, and looking to find that actual balance, to bring it all together. Okay. You cannot think eat less, exercise more. No, you need to get that out of your mind. Your lifestyle habits and your environmental factors actually play a huge effect within your hormonal imbalance. Okay. So one of the main things when it comes to my clients who have worked with me in the past and have a hormonal imbalance, the main thing that they actually work on and the main thing that we tackle for them to see results is their stress. It can be chronic stress or extreme stress, stress at work, stress at home. Any environmental stress on their body is causing that hormonal imbalance. So when they tackle that stress, then they're going to start seeing results. Now, I understand in today's world and lifestyle, we cannot avoid stress. No. However, we can learn how to handle it. We can learn where to stop. We can learn to give ourselves more time, structure, flexibility in order to reduce stress. So instead of exercising more, you should be doing more stress reducing activities. Okay. That's how you get out of the dieter's mindset. Yes, I'm not saying you can eat what you want. No, that's not what I'm saying. We still, you still want to eat clean and eat healthy. That's fine. But you don't want to be restricting your calories too much. Okay. Your body gives you plenty of signs and signals. You want to be giving and fueling your body to what it needs. So I'm going to go into diets, diet and nutrition on another live. Okay. So we'll be tackling that topic next, but I just want to focus on weight loss here. Okay. So instead of thinking more of too much exercise, burning and pushing ourselves, how about taking exercise? Yes, exercise is important. And some people actually use it as a stress reliever. However, you can tackle the exercise from a rest-based perspective, working out, resting when you need to, jumping back in when you're ready, okay, to that particular level. Workouts should not be longer than 30 minutes with a hormonal imbalance, okay? You don't need to be working out for an hour or longer multiple times a week, okay? A couple of 30-minute sessions during the week. And then other specific times during the week, I want you to actually be doing more stress-reducing activities. I'm talking about meditation, breath work, relaxing in an Epsom salt bath, getting a massage, going to the spa, going on down for leisure walks. Okay, leisure walks, not power walks. Leisure walks are the best tool when it comes to burning fat when you have a hormonal imbalance, because you're relaxing, you're distressing that cortisol, you're bringing that cortisol, which is your stress hormone. If it's at a high rate, you're going to bring it down. You want to bring it nice and balanced. Reading a book, listening to music, dancing, doing things that you enjoy, a creative pursuit, or even a hobby. Okay, making more time for that. Also, when it comes to weight, something to look into, some people speak to their doctors. Something that you could look into is making sure that you are not suffering from type 1 or type 2 diabetes, because this is affecting your insulin levels, which again, it goes down more into your food and your nutrition. Also, the thyroid. So you can have an underactive thyroid or an overactive thyroid. I won't be going into the thyroid today, but checking, making sure that your thyroid levels are at a good level is also something to look into. Some people, well, most people that come to me also with a thyroid condition, it is something that is hereditary. So learning how to live with that thyroid problem and handling it and dealing with it better to reduce medication and all that helps them control their weight a lot better also. Diet and nutrition. Now, with diet and nutrition, again, I won't go into too much detail, but being too restrictive in your diet will be causing more metabolic stress on your body. You need to fuel your body when it needs to and listen to your body signs and signals. Okay. So a lot of my females who work with me on their nutrition or on my hormone reboot programs and everything like that, I don't give them one size fits all diet plan. No. Okay. Everybody's different. Everybody's energy levels are different. Everybody's energy expenditure, how they spend their lives and their days, whether they have children, whether they don't, that affects their lifestyle. Also, the cycles. Okay, within women, within that monthly cycle, we go through the different phases, and before our monthly cycle, we're going to be feeling a lot more hungry. Why? Your metabolism actually goes up. You actually burn up to 300 to 500 extra calories a day in that during that phase right before your period. So obviously you're going to be more hungry. Your magnesium is also affected before our cycle. That's why we crave more chocolate, because we actually need more magnesium in our diet before the monthly cycle. So that's going to affect how you eat. So you cannot follow a program where one diet fits all and fits everyone, because it's not going to work for everyone. You need to listen to your body. You need to follow your body. And again, that's why a restrictive calorie intake of 1,200 calories every day is not going to work for everyone, because especially if you were in that phase before your cycle where you're burning, your metabolism is running faster and you're burning more, you're going to need more than that 1,200 calories a day. That's why diets don't stick. Diets are short term. They are not long term healthy lifestyle plans. Okay. Hormonal replacement and birth control medication. Now, that is something else that can be affecting your weight. It's an issue with hormonal replacement therapy or birth control medications, whether it's the pill, whether it's the Mirena, the Boy. These things are all basically playing around, readjusting your system in order to take control of your own system and change the way your system works. Okay. So, yes, these things can affect your weight. I have had a number of clients that when they get off the pill, when they take out the Mirena, or even change the branded pill that they actually really need the pill and they change the brand, they have a difference in their weight. Okay, so I know there are some doctors or gynecologists tells you that the Mirena is not going to affect your weight, but I'm here to tell you it does. Because again, you're changing your system, you're changing your hormones, you're changing your levels, so that can have an impact on your weight. So that could be one of the reasons as well why you are struggling to lose weight. Okay, so that is all from me. Just a few factors about hormones, just a few factors which can actually be affecting why you're struggling with your weight when it comes to hormonal balance. So I hope you take those tips on board. I will be doing these lives, tackling one topic at a time, bit by bit. So feel free to message me if you have any concerns or any questions. Okay. I do a lot of blog posts as well. So head on to my website. There are blogs which go into a lot more detail on different topics. Okay. So feel free to go to dngfitness.com, check out my blog section or vlog section, and have a look through and get more information from there. But I'm happy to chat and talk to anyone who needs the help. So take care, everyone. Thanks a lot for watching so far, and have a great day. Bye.